In this video we are going to talk about top 10 most dangerous men and women in the world. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Every other day, we hear about a new person entering the criminal underworld, whether they are robbers, murderers, serial killers, or drug lords. It would appear that there is no shortage of beings willing to go to extreme lengths in order to fulfill their requirements or just to keep the business operating normally, whether it be bombing a marketplace or killing children for ransom money. This is the case regardless of the situation. And if you think that only men can make it in the world of crime, you should rethink that assumption. Because women have always played an important role in it from the very beginning until now. In support of this claim, allow us to provide you with a list of 10 of the most infamous male and female criminals who rock the world with their unrelenting and heartless demeanor. These individuals are responsible for shaking up the world. Number 10. Ibrahim alAsseri. He is known as an extraordinary bomb maker. In addition, he is a member of al-Qaeda. He incorporates PETN into explosives so that they cannot be detected by X-ray machines. It is believed that he was the mastermind behind the underwear bomb that was used in a failed attack on a plane en route to the United States in 2009. The fact that he is passing on his knowledge to al-Qaeda recruits is by far the gravest of his transgressions, and it was because of this that the United States issued credible threat warnings in July 2014, which led to an increase in security on all direct flights. Number 9. Semyon Mogilevich. The criminal lord who was born in Ukraine is widely believed to be the boss of bosses of the most powerful Russian mafia syndicates in the world, which operate across international borders. His primary goals are to amass wealth and power, and he has been known to engage in illegal activities such as smuggling illegal drugs, trading in nuclear materials, performing assassinations on contract, and engaging in international prostitution. In order to maintain a steady flow of funds, he has established over 100 front companies and bank accounts in 27 countries. In 2008, Russian authorities arrested Mogilevich on charges of tax evasion for a cosmetics company called Arbat Prestige. Mogilevich was using one of his many aliases at the time, which was Sergei Schneider. The fees were abolished 3 years later. Because of his part in a fraud scheme involving $150 million, he is on the FBI's most wanted list. Number 8. Maria Licciardi. Was responsible for the deaths of over 100 people that occurred during a conflict over heroin. From 1993 until 2001, Maria Licciardi was the leader of the Camorra crime syndicate in Naples, Italy. After that year, however, her empire began to fall apart. It was the year 1999 when a conflict between groups involving heroin ultimately resulted in the deaths of as many as 100 people in Naples. She was taken into custody in 2001 following an extensive search operation that had been initiated by the authorities because she had been missing for a considerable amount of time. As soon as her name was added to the list of the 30 most wanted Italians in 1999, she went into hiding immediately. Number 7. Seema Parihar. Was involved in over 70 killings, 200 kidnappings, and 30 lootings. In the year 2000, Seema Parihar gave up her life as a bandit after a criminal career in which she was responsible for more than 70 homicides, 200 kidnappings, and 30 robberies. After a career spanning 18 years as a bandit, she not only contested elections and starred in her own biopic, Wounded, The Bandit Queen, but she also made an appearance on the 4th season of the reality television show Big Boss. Number 6. Fulan Devi aka Bandit Queen. A number of crimes, including homicide, arson, and kidnapping, were committed by the individual. Fulan Devi had a reputation for being one of the most dangerous and feared women in India during her time. On the day that she turned herself in, which was in 1983, she was charged with a total of 48 crimes, some of which included murder, kidnapping for ransom, plundering, and arson. The incident that gained her the most notoriety was the one in which she lined up 22 Rajput men in the village where she had been gang raped and shot and killed them all. She was cleared of all charges after 11 years of her case being held over, and she was subsequently elected to the House of Representatives twice. Bandit Queen, a film that won the National Award for Best Picture and starred Seema Biswas, is based on her life. Number 5. Samantha Lithwaite, also known as the White Widow. Al-Shabaab extremist and member of the Al-Shabaab group, which was responsible for a number of bombings. Samantha Lithwaite, who is currently one of the most wanted terrorist suspects in the world, first came to public attention in 2005 when she was revealed to be the pregnant and oblivious wife of terrorist bomber Jermaine Lindsay. Lindsay was the mastermind behind the coordinated terrorist suicide bomb attacks that took place in London on July 7, 2005. After some time had passed, she was recognized as a member of the radical Islamic militant group Al-Shabaab, which has its headquarters in Somalia. She was also implicated in a plot to bomb locations in Kenya, in addition to other unexplained activities. A report by Daily Mail states that she even wants her children to carry on her legacy of terrorism after she is gone. Number 4. Santik Bensarman by Jadeja aka Godmother. Had 14 cases related to murder pending against her. In the Porbandar region of Gujarat, Santik Bensarman by Jadeja exercised control over a gang that she had founded in order to exact revenge for the death of her husband between the years 1987 and 1996. According to the reports, she offered her gang members 1 lakh rupees, about $1,500, to kill one member from the competing group, which led to over 500 cases being filed against her. In spite of all of this, she held the position of member of the Legislative Assembly from 1990 until 1995. Godmother, a film starring Shabani Azmi that was released in 1999, is an adaptation of the life and times of Santik Bensarman by Jadeja. Number 3. Yasser Abdul said. Said is an Egyptian native who used to drive a taxi and is currently under investigation for murder. He was born on January 27, 1957, and he is currently wanted by the FBI for his alleged involvement in the murders of his 2 teenager children on January 1, 2008. The murders took place on January 1, 2008. During that time, he called the city of Irving in Texas his home. After the murders of his 2 daughters, Amina, 18, and Sarah, 17, on January 1, 2008, Said managed to evade capture for a period of 12 years following the events. On the premises of what is now known as the Omni Las Colinas Hotel in Irving, Texas, their remains were found in an abandoned taxi car. The hotel was formerly known as the Omni Mandalay Hotel. On August 26, 2020, in Justin, Texas, Said was located and taken into custody without a fight. The court in charge of his trial for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution has decided to hold it in the Northern District of Texas. Number 2. Cody Wilson. Cody Wilson has already established a solid reputation for himself by contributing his talents to a number of the most successful and well-known digital projects in history. Wilson came to prominence as a result of his creation of the Liberator, which was the world's first pistol to be entirely printed using 3D printing technology. He has the goal of making it possible for anyone, no matter where they are in the world, to construct a lethal plastic weapon with just the click of a button. Wilson could be the subject of an investigation for the alleged illegal exportation of weapons. If found guilty, he could face a sentence of up to 7 years in prison. If it can be demonstrated that his actions posed a significant threat to the national and regional security interests of the United States, then the sentence may be increased. Number 1. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, ISIS. Position of leadership within the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. He has aspirations of becoming known as Caliph Ibrahim, the leader to whom all Muslims will swear allegiance, and establishing his own independent Islamic State, also known as a caliphate, across parts of northern Syria and eastern Iraq. ISIS has also devised what it calls an expansion plan for the next 5 years, which covers not only the Middle East but also northern Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. Earlier this year, Al-Qaeda severed ties with ISIS due to the group's violent nature. However, ISIS has since taken control of more than half of Iraq, where it is imposing a strict interpretation of Sharia law and enforcing the extreme Wahhabi brand of Islam. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.